Just what will we come across this time?
Didn't keep you waiting, did I? Yahoo! Brace yourself. Kamisato Ayaka, present.
Halt, you two!
Huh? What did we do?
Miss Hiragi has a letter for you. She insists that you read it immediately.
A letter? Quick, let Paimon see. So this means she wants you to secretly meet her at night? But you didn't seem surprised at all by this. What's going on? Huh? Have you been up to something behind Paimon's back? Let's...
A blade embraces its duty. As a jeweler cherishes...
You finally arrived. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Hiragi Chisato. This is technically the second time we have met. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Wow. She's the daughter of the Hiragi clan.
No need to be so formal. I've long marveled at your accomplishments.
Is it Paimon or does something...
The reason why I wanted to secretly meet you here is, well, I feared that I might never have another opportunity.
Discuss?
Ahem. I should like to ask for your help with delivering a letter.
Like father, like daughter. Couldn't you be more original?
No, you misunderstand me. Please, allow me to explain. I was hoping that you could deliver a letter to Narukami Island in my stead. It is to be given to Kujo Kamaji of the Tenryou Commission. My father has always forbidden me from communicating with him. He knows that there are prospects for my marriage that would better serve him politically. But my heart is with Kamaji. There is no one who would dare defy my father's will on Rito, but you are Outlanders. Outlanders seeking to get to...
Pop!
Of course, in doing so, I will also do everything in my power to help you leave Rito. To be perfectly honest, as long as you remain in Inazuma, my father will have no intention of letting you leave Rito.
Yeah, we figured as much. It was pretty obvious he was just...
I secretly overheard a conversation between my father and a very arrogant sounding... They seemed to be discussing how to keep you here on Rito. In fact, it was the first time I had ever heard my father speak so respectfully to someone who wasn't the Shogun. We don't have much time. I'll tell you my plans to help you off the island. It just so happens that a shipment... Very well. I'll be waiting for you at the border. I'm counting on you to deliver my... Hold on, please. These goods are being sent to Watatsumi Island?
My lady, this is an unexpected honor. You are correct. These goods have been...
Is there something wrong, Lady Hiragi?
No, as you were. My father simply has some concerns of the shipment's safety, and has ordered that myself and an addition...
My lady, you aren't suggesting that you intend to escort this shipment personally, are you? There's certainly no need for you to trouble yourself with such a...
Please, do not cause us any further delay. If memory serves me right, my father has already asserted that this shipment must arrive on time.
Yes, of course, my lady. It's just that, well, we don't know who this...
Now, need I remind you of the penalty if anything were to happen to me en route? I'm sure you are all quite familiar with my father's... Do you really presume that you can fully get...
Boy, Chisato can talk the talk.
Yes, my lady. Very well then. It's an honor to have you accompanying us. Your safety is our highest priority.
Shinojo, you can't really be agreeing to this.
Well, the request is from Lady Hiragi herself. It is our duty to serve her in the...
Yes, but that's not the problem here.
Well then, if we're through here, I suggest we set off at once. Dawdling will only allow potential thieves more time to prepare.
Yes, my lady. You heard...
My lady, please stay back. We'll handle it.
Not as well as we'll handle it. Go! Cross over.
Stabilize. I got careless. Let's get down to business. Order, guide.
Take flight!
Monster sighted. Prepare to counterattack. Protect Lady Hiragi at all costs.
We'll take care of this. Stay with Chisato.
More. To the ferry. Solidify. I will have order. Watch out! More monsters inbound. Lady Hiragi, stay close.
Embrace the ice! Barbados, guide us.
You're open. refuge in the village up ahead. How are you faring, my lady?
I'm perfectly all right. You may stop here. The road to Narukami Island... In my letter, I've requested Kamaji to grant you a special travel permit from the Tenryou Commission.
My lady? So that's how it is. I had a feeling something was amiss, but no, Lady Hiragi would never hide anything from us. I'm sure of it.
I'm not afraid to say that...
The one you love? Shinojo, did you honestly think... What? No, I was just clarifying, that's all. I would never in my wild...
You two needn't worry. Please, forget that this ever happened. If my father catches word of it, I alone will be held...
Yes, of course. As you wish.
But what will happen if your action...
Don't fret. My father has always been one to spoil me. The worst he'd do is sentence me to half a day without food.
Huh. Paimon never suspected a guy like...
I wish you a safe journey. I'm sure we will meet again.
Bye, Chisato!
Come now. Quit your staring and let's get moving. We've got goods to shift.
All right.
Whew, we're finally on our own way again. I suppose it's time we find Toma. Now, where did he say he would meet us again? Oh, right! Kamari Tea House!
Didn't keep you waiting, did I?
I await your instruction.
to the letter.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're at the
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the name.
Are our clothes really so...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Tom. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it. Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere.
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form? Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
All right. I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you, so I came up with this little fun greeting. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules. Naturally, this is due to your unwavering... A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the light... so you've heard... His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kami-sama... But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from
Books were more interesting in the past.
This area sure feels gloomy. Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are they...
visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt degree are put into...
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt Decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the City of Freedom. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryo Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this, and this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being...
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the...
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
Aspirations? That would... Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Whirling snow!
Her Excellency. What is she trying to communicate?
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to...
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to find him.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super important person
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the at present in Inazuma. In the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trained. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
No, please, wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world.
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here. Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great. Miss Kamisato's left, it seems. No cut.
Let's see. Where's the...
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to
Must be the guy Ayaka told us about.
If you want my opinion, it's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went, truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do, but equally...
Seems like he's a well-respected...
Ah, you must also be here. Tejima has protected this place, keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near. But now, all of a sudden, we will gladly apologize if that's the case. Well,
You must be Tejima. So what...
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave. True. But that's not... And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to... I don't have answers to those questions, because I can't remember anymore. Ever since in the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help... But if you... Oh! Maybe if you just try to...
oh, that reminds me. Last time...
I keep a diary?
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you...
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving,
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary.
This looks like Tejima's... Let's see what... Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never... Seems like your average... Huh? I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still... Now that's the kind of info we're... So this is the interesting. Looking at the color, but anyway, if he had this with him all... Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for... Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love, regret, everything I felt. No, after all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if... Oh, I think... maybe not. If this... Although... What if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember? When I think about it like that, how curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she... Thank you. I shall remain here.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay. Seems it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying. If you lose your vision, that certainly explains the state. At least we were able to help him. According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryo Commission. They say the Tenryo Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining... But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what...
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month?
The entire clan is counting on that food. How many times do I have to say it? I don't know.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand?
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryo Commission will hear of this.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang?
What? We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter...
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us... He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the others. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But maybe we should talk to Kurs.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But my own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse... That's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they set up...
Oh, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt decree. Why?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I will perform certain things every month. And it's not just that. I have this...
Does it have to do with the missing emergency
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times, right? To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. Which is why, if you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself.
Huh. He seems to be... But we better confirm. Let's go round up those We should be able to follow their tracks.
really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey. You demand, Bob.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh?
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom.
You've got a deal. Now show it.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs.
Yeah, a lot of them, and they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the... As for you guys, you're free to go.
Yes, so we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Or perhaps there's... Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa.
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather...
Wow. Kurosawa was... And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just...
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never... If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him I see. That reminds me, it's most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to...
Sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has it. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even... Oh, but before you go, if you...
But we didn't buy any...
Information. Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were coming from. Plus, we found out that... Let's go talk to Kurosawa again. And...